Welcome to Reckless Paradise, everyone. I am your host, Marissa, and I'm here with my co host, Dystro. Say hi.
Hello, everyone.
Happy Thursday, everybody. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody is getting through September peacefully, I should say. How are you doing, Dystro? You hanging in there?
Yeah, I'm hanging on.
I can definitely tell you one thing the air up here smells like fall.
And the air down here smells still like summer.
Summer, yeah, up here it's like getting cooler out, getting a little breezy, the air is a little crisp,
It
but
it's like ours. It's like it doesn't hit till like mm, late October, early November.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You guys usually don't get it till like November almost, so
Yeah.
enjoy that weather down there while you can.
Yep, going to.
Anyways, like I said, I hope everybody's having a wonderful September. Um, as I've mentioned before, these are all pre recorded episodes at this time, as I'm still in the process of moving. But I will still keep you guys updated on what's going on and stuff like that as each episode progresses. But thank you for joining us tonight, and we hope you guys enjoy. So, finally, and I mean finally, we're bringing Foo Fighters into the random ranking game, and I am very excited for this because I love the Foo Fighters. I love the pilgrimage we did. It was beautiful from start to finish, with a few hiccups, because there's a couple shitty albums, but that's to be expected with any pilgrimage. Not every pilgrimage is going to be perfect. But overall, I enjoyed the Foo Fighters pilgrimage, and I have been dying to bring them into the random ranking game. So, if you guys are not familiar with what we do for random ranking episodes, we take every song that we know by a certain artist or band and we put them onto a list. I copy and paste that list into a randomizer website, which will randomize the list in no particular order. Whatever the first 10 songs are that pop up on the list, we have to rank those in the form of a top 10 list, with 10 being our least favorite and number 1 of course being the favorite. So, this is the 10 songs we have for episode 1 of the Foo Fighters random ranking episode. This is how they came up on the website. Starting at number 1, we had Under You from the newest album. Number 2 was Let It Die from Echo, Silence, Patience, and Grace. 3 was Congregation, which is from Sonic Highways. Number 4 is Resolve from In Your Honor. Number 5 is actually the self titled track from the new album, But Here We Are. Number 6 is a cover that the Foo Fighters did of a Joe Walsh song titled Life of Illusion. Now, this was on the deluxe edition of the One by One album, and this is all Taylor singing, so that's going to be interesting. Number 7 is Hey Johnny Park from The Color and the Shape. Number 8 is My Hero from The Color and the Shape. Number 9, Waiting on a War from Medicine at Midnight. And number 10, Making a Fire from Medicine at Midnight. This is a very solid list. I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah, for sure.
As soon as I saw like a couple of these songs, I'm like, oh shit.
Ah, shit.
But I, just for fair warning, neither of us know what we did for our own lists. So this is all going to be a bit of a surprise here. But I'm ready. Are you?
Kind of, I guess. I'm waiting for you to put the boxing gloves on.
Oh, I don't think I'll need those tonight. I think we're good.
You sure
Like I
about
said, this is a fairly easy list. Like, there's a lot of good songs on here, so like, there's nothing really to really complain about. But
that? Okay.
all right, so we start off at number 10. I guess I'll go first. Usually I don't go first, but I'm gonna go first. My number 10, I put the title track from "But Here We Are."
I put Making a Fire here.
Okay, that's actually kind of good. I'll let you explain your reasonings for making a fire.
I mean, it was kind of self-explanatory. Like, we didn't really like Medicine at Midnight that very much. Like, we both didn't really like it. We both almost didn't really like Sonic Highways either, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But like, man, Medicine at Midnight was just Not.
It was okay.
It was okay, but it wasn't
It
it.
wasn't it either. Um, I'll explain my reasoning for making a fire later. But I
I thought it was okay.
it was okay. Yeah, I could definitely say that. There's obviously one album that definitely is really really bad.
Yeah.
So, fair warning, you may not see a lot of those songs from Concrete and Gold. That album we did not like. There's only maybe 3 or 4 songs that we did like. So, you may see those in a future episode, but not a whole lot of that album's going to be in this series.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, so for me, but here we are. I actually had to go back and re-listen to that track just before recording, so it's still fresh in my head. It's a 4 minute track, beautiful by the way, beautiful, beautiful song. For me, like I don't hear it enough, so that's kind of why I had to put it low. Like I said, I had to go back and re-listen. But it's a very, very good track. That whole album, but here we are, it was really, really good. It's very touching. Like I've said before, or actually like we've said before, this album was in tribute to not only Taylor but Dave Grohl's mother. So I feel like it's kind of hard to run down any song from that album, to be honest. It'd feel kind of rude. But for me, the reason why it's ranked a little low is because I haven't heard it as much. So, but
Fair.
it doesn't knock down the value of the song at all. It's a beautiful song, really really good. Good way to represent the album because with the title track, it's supposed to represent the album. It's supposed to stand for what the album's going to be about. And I feel like that track in particular does the perfect job.
Yeah. Um, I had put it kind of way up higher on my list, but we'll get to that.
Hey, that's fine to be honest. Like I said, there's really nothing to complain about here with this set of songs.
Mhm.
Okay, so number 9, what did you put?
I put Life of Illusion.
Boo.
See, that's what I was saying about the boxing gloves thing.
I don't think I'll need them. I'm relaxed in it. It's when Def Leppard comes into play. That's when I get a little defensive.
Well, that's always a touchy subject with you, so.
Okay, this is where I put Making a Fire. I put it at number 9.
Okay, so we had the exact same
Yeah,
kind of ideology.
so I'm gonna go first real quick. So with Making a Fire, this song I remember quite a bit. Shone played it a lot in 2021 when they dropped the album Medicine at Midnight. They played this song a lot, and it's actually, in my opinion, I actually like this song. I kind of wish I heard it a little bit more, even though it was super overplayed in 2021. But that was 2 years ago. Nowadays, I don't hear it enough, and when I do hear it once in a while on Spotify, when I hit shuffle, I actually kind of vibe to it. Like, yeah, it's a little different from what we're used to with the Foo Fighters, but I actually like this song.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's groovy.
Yeah, very groovy.
Okay, so what is your reasoning for Life of Illusion?
I mean, I'm not gonna knock Taylor's singing ability here. Like, he's a very talented singer. Like, he could be a front man for any band at
Mm-hmm.
any point at this point. Like, I could just like, cause like I know Taylor and Dave, like they've always done that at concerts too. Like, I remember the "Somebody to Love" cover that Taylor did, and and Dave was on drums for that song at one of the live concerts back in the day before he had passed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Man, he can hit those high notes though.
I've
Uh,
never heard that cover. I actually want to go look for it.
it's yeah, it's like a live like cover because like Dave was like, yeah, well, let's get Mr. Taylor Hawkins up here on vocals real quick, and then like the whole crowd's like, yeah, and um he was, I think it was either Taylor or I think it was Taylor, but like he sang "Somebody to Love" by Queen,
Mm.
and um Dave was on drums for the whole song, and Taylor did like the high notes and the low notes and all that stuff like that, and like he sang his damn heart out. He embodied the soul of Freddie Mercury of that song.
Oh my god.
um, but like I said, I'm not gonna knock his ability here. He's a very talented drummer, very talented singer. Um, Shame he was gone way too soon. Rest in peace. But I didn't hear the original song, so I can't
You're
say
missing
much. So I
out.
can't say much about that. But like you said about making a fire and waiting on a war and all that stuff. Like like I don't hear it as much. And that's why I kind of put it low. But if I did hear a lot more, it'd be a little bit higher.
Oh man, you need to go and listen to the original by Joe Walsh. I am a pretty big Joe Walsh fan. I know a few of his songs, and Life of Illusion is actually one of my favorites. It actually is my favorite. It's actually, I'm considering it my summer song, surprisingly. It's like a song that I've played a lot throughout the summer. So, like, when I heard that the Foo Fighters did a cover of it, I'm like, no fucking way. Because considering this was the first album we did for the pilgrimage, we did one by one. And when I saw Life of Illusion on there, I'm like, we have to listen to that. Like, I need to. Like, that is so
Mhm.
cool, and I don't regret it. But I will get to that in a little bit because it's a little higher on my list.
Right.
All right, number 8. So this is where I put Under You.
I put Waiting on a War here.
Okay, okay. So what do you have to say about that one?
It's kind of self-explanatory.
You don't hear it
Sometimes,
enough.
yeah, I don't hear it enough. It and plus, like, I know we're going back into the album, but there were some songs that I didn't really care for.
Is that one of them?
But like some of them, like I can groove to, but then there were some songs I was just like, I'm like, okay, it's just a song on another album, sort of thing. But it's like I just didn't really vibe to Medicine at Midnight that much.
I'll get to
But
Waiting on a War when I get to it because I ranked it really high on my list.
but it's just because I just don't hear it enough. That's why.
And what's funny is I just heard it today.
Makes sense.
I just heard it earlier this afternoon. I'm like, ooh, I like this song. This is like one of my favorites. So for me, I had to put Under You in number 8. It's the better of the two from But Here We Are in this ranking. My only thing is right now it's getting super overplayed on Showm. And I actually
Hmm.
just heard it not too long ago. So unfortunately, I had to knock it down a little bit. But I'm not knocking down the song at all. It's a good song. Like I said, all the tracks from But Here We Are good. So there's nothing that's going to change that. Under You is really good. It's actually a song I've memorized quite well now at this point. Uh, but there's nothing really else to say. That's the only reason why I put it at 8 is because it's overplayed right now.
Makes sense.
Number 7, what'd you put?
I put Congregation here.
Ooh, okay. I put My Hero here.
Let me guess, it gets overplayed for you.
Overplayed like hell on
I
show.
bet.
Oh
I bet.
man. I love this song. I really do. I love the color and the shape. I absolutely love that album. But another thing is, whenever I hear the song, I get just a little sad because Taylor's gone. And I feel like now, when I hear this song, it kind of just reminds me of Taylor. He was a lot of people's heroes, and he's gone now. So, like, it doesn't feel the same compared to when he was still here with us.
Right.
But it's super overplayed. But it's a really, really good song still, to be honest. It definitely kind of suits the theme of the color and the shape.
Hmm. I think for mine, again, don't hear it a lot. It's just when plus like I think I kind of liked the first half of Sonic Highways, like the first like maybe 4 or 5 songs, but then like the rest of it was just like
I believe that song was one of the first 5.
yeah, and I was like okay, I really enjoyed it. Um, up to that fifth song, and then I was
It
like
kind of got
okay,
sour.
yeah, it was kind of like all right.
Yeah.
Um, Not gonna say it was a bad song or anything. It was just like I just don't hear it a lot. I
Oh,
just don't.
man. It's the opposite for me. And what's funny is Congregation is my number 6.
I
So I guess I could talk about it, but I want to hear what your number six is first.
put Let It Die.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to do
You're like,
conjugation real
oh,
quick.
oh, okay.
I'm going to do conjugation real quick since we're still on that topic. Um, for me, this is actually one of my most played Foo Fighters songs. Before we did the pilgrimage, this was my number one song by the Foo Fighters, which is crazy to think about because now I don't really play it as much, but because I'm too busy playing other songs. But this song was my go-to for a long time. I found this song on Shome, believe it or not. They played it during the pandemic. They played this song. I'm like, who is this? And I decided, look it up, and it was Foo Fighters. I'm like, that's Foo Fighters? Like, that's fucking good. And to this day, I still love this song. Like, I might go listen to it after the show. Who knows? It's just really good for me. It's probably one of my only favorites from Sonic Highways. I don't really have many favorites from that album, but that song is really good. Um, but yeah, so that's my number six. So your number six was Let It Die from Echo Silence, Patience, and Grace. What a fucking track.
For sure. That whole album as a whole was good.
Oh, that album has my heart. Like, that was my first ever Foo Fighters album I not only bought, but listened to in full.
Right. I think it was kind of like the whole thing in my head. Like, didn't I say it was kind of like a roller coaster?
It was a little bit because this was an album where they were like, okay, instead of doing an In Your Honor thing where they did the acoustic on one disc and the hard stuff on the other disc, let's just put it together into one album. And they called it Echo Silence, Patience, and Grace. This is a song that kind of has a little bit of both a soft rock, but then a hardcore rock side in like the middle.
Mm. And opening track, The Pretender, like
Mm,
sets the tone for the whole album too.
yes.
I wish we could have gotten that on this round, but maybe the next round, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Um, but I'm not gonna knock it down any further because, like, I think I would be doing a disservice to the band if I put it down way lower. um, like you said, all these tracks are they're 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 pretty solid. Um, but there can only be one number one that we all both have. But Let It Die was a good solid track. Pretender, good solid track, obviously. Uh, oh God, it's like,
My favorite track from there, it's called Cheer Up Your Makeup is Running.
oh God, don't remind me.
I love that song. But yeah, I will get to Let It Die in a little bit. I have it a little higher on the list. But
Yeah.
all
All
right,
right.
top five. Top five time. Let's do this. All right, number five. What'd you put?
I put Under You here.
Oh, okay. That's cool. So my number five, this is where I put Waiting on a War.
Okay. I can see why. I can see why.
I'll do my explanation first, I suppose, in case you're probably wondering. This is my favorite track from Medicine at Midnight, and it's always been a fan favorite of mine from the Foo Fighters, even before the Pilgrimage, because I heard this on Shome when they released it as a single, and this was like my go-to song in the fall, and honestly, it might be my go-to song again this year in the fall. I always go through phases, like in the seasons, like fall time, I listen to a little bit more like grunge or like mainstream, I guess. And like summertime, it's more like this year is more like Def Leppard and just like some really upbeat songs, a little bit of Foo Fighters. But Waiting on a War is just a really different Foo Fighters song than what we're used to, but I like it. I really, really like this song. It's kind of dark. If you watch the
Mhm.
music video, it's kind of dark. Um, just so fucking good. I could not keep it outside the top five. Like that'd be a freaking crime for me. Inner fan me would be crying because I put Waiting on a War outside the top five, so I had to keep it in there. It's a good song.
Fair. That's fair. I think the Under You thing for me is like, yeah, it gets played a little bit, but sometimes I kind of like the overplayedness because it makes me think about it more and refreshes my memory on the lyrics more.
Hmm.
And plus, yeah, the replayability is like after a certain time, I'm like, okay, like move on to something else, sort of thing. But like every once in a while, like Under You will come on. I'm like, oh, okay, and then like I'll hear it maybe a few hours later or something. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, but it just refreshes my memory on the song, which helps me.
I get that. Hey, and that's good, you know. Oh,
All right,
all right. Number 4. What did you put?
I put, but here we are here.
Wow, okay. I was not expecting that. I'm not gonna lie. So for me, I put Let It Die. This is where I put Let It Die.
Okay, I can see why you did.
But let's see, what do you have to say about But Here We Are?
I think like the whole album, like I think in my head, I think I would be, I guess, letting not myself down, but I guess letting,
Your inner fan self
yeah,
down.
the inner fan of myself down, because like, but Here We Are was as a whole was a good album from start to
Mm-hmm.
finish. And Under You and But Here We Are, it's like I had to put them in the top five because I was like, if I put them lower than that, I'm like, I'm gonna be beating myself to death about it. And I'm serious. Like
Yeah,
I'd be like beating myself to death because I'd be like, why did I do that? Like I'm
right.
so stupid. um, but again, like those two, like I don't like besides Under You, I don't hear But Here We Are a lot. But that's just because, like I said, like I've said in a lot of these random ranking videos and stuff, like my Spotify playlist has a lot of songs, like over 2,000 songs on my playlist.
That's why I sometimes split it up. Like, I'll do
And
like a
that
playlist for each. Yeah.
and I have been doing that. I have been doing that. Um, Thank you for that idea, by the way.
Yeah.
Um, I have been doing that, and um, but then like I'm just like, okay, I just gotta go back to the playlist and like I just hit shuffle, and then sometimes I get, but here we are. I'm like, ah, damn it! It's the
The
feels come through.
feels. Oh god, like once you get rest, it's over. Like
Oh
you're
yeah.
done. You're gonna be in tears. Oh, but I had to put Let It Die in the top 5. That song is really, really good. Like I said before, it's both like it starts out really mellow, but it tricks you. It tricks you into thinking it's gonna be a mellow song. It's like, hold on, wait for it. And then like towards the middle or the end of the song, it gets really like hard rock in your face. It's really cool, to be honest. It's really cool how the Foo Fighters can like implicate that into their work. Like it tricks you. Like you may think it's gonna be a soft song, but in reality, it's supposed to be hard rock in your face. Kind of like Waiting on a War. Waiting on the War, for the most part, it's the same exact format. You're gonna open up with kind of like a mellow kind of thing, and then towards the end, it's gonna get hard in your face kind of rock,
Hmm.
which is pretty cool. I like when bands do that. They kind of shift gears a little bit, but
Right.
all right, top 3. Oh boy. This is where I get nervous.
Hmm.
All right, number 3, I went with Hey Johnny Park.
Oh, okay. Um, I put Resolve here.
Okay.
See,
I mean,
that's
hey,
what.
hey, it's in the top 3. I'm happy about that.
See, that's what I'm worried about because you're always like, okay,
That's
okay.
just me. Okay, okay.
I'm just
Hey, it
I'm
made it
just
to the
waiting.
top 3, so I'm happy about that. It could have been
I'm just
worse.
I'm just waiting for the ding ding. Like, come on, like, let's go. Like, um.
Okay, so what do you have to say about Resolve?
Okay, so the whole in your honor thing, I liked the electric side more than the acoustic side, obviously.
Hmm.
Um, Resolve, like I kind of hear it a little bit more than I have or
Hmm.
used to, I should say. Um, that and DOA. I hear it at work a lot.
I haven't heard DOA in a while. Jeez.
Um, yeah, because the Jimmy Tunes at my work it has DOA on it and Resolve
Oh,
on it.
sweet.
So I kind of hear it a little bit too much, but not enough that it's overplayed,
Right.
so to speak. Um, but man, what a track though. Like
Oh,
it
yeah.
keeps it puts let's see. It made me have a stank face when when I when I heard the song. I was like, oh, I was like, woo.
And what's funny is going into In Your Honor, by the way, that's the second Foo Fighters album I purchased. Um, with In Your Honor, I only knew, I think, Best of You. I think it's the only track I knew going into it. So, like, when we heard, like, a lot of these songs, like DOA, Resolve, No Way Home, uh, I think it's No Way Home, No Way Back, one or the other. I got a lot on my mind. Um, when we heard all these tracks, it's like, oh, it's like a breath of fresh air. It's like these are good, and
Mhm,
I love that feeling. I love going into an album not knowing hardly anything beforehand, because it opens your head for opportunities to discover something new that you can really, really enjoy. And that's kind of what happened with In Your Honor in this case. But I will get to resolve it a little bit because it's high on my list. Um, I put Hey Johnny Parker number three. It's a fucking good song, and I think it's probably my favorite Foo Fighters song from the Color and the Shape album, right alongside February Stars. Um, this song's really good on speakers too. Like I just played it in the car for the first time ever the other day. Man, I got fucking goosebumps on the main bridge, the main chorus. I was like, that shit's good. Um, it's just that song in particular kind of also goes along with the theme of the color and the shape. Like you could tell it's definitely a '90s album just by the sound.
mhm.
It's just so good. And since I think that song is kind of like Love at First Sight, like that was like, oh, like it was like a match made in heaven. Me and that song. I can say that for pretty much all of the top three. It was like Love at First Sight. So
Right, right.
okay, number two. What did you put?
I put My Hero here.
Okay, I can see why. I mean, I know you really, really like that song next to Monkey Wrench. So, this is where I put Life of Illusion.
Mm,
Were
okay.
you expecting that to be that high?
Kind of, yeah, to be honest with you.
Considering how low it was on yours?
Yeah, I kind of expected that, to be honest with you.
So, with Life of Illusion, like I said, I love the original. I love Joe Walsh. I love the original. But hearing Taylor sing it, I was so fucking excited. And again, it's one of those love at first sight things. It's like, I love this. Like, I love it just as much as the original. And they did change the lyrics just a little bit. There's a couple lines that are different from the original, but that's okay because they do work. Um, it's the perfect song, the perfect summer song, especially like when you're going cruising down the road. It's so good.
Hmm.
And like you said, it really showcases Taylor's vocal ability. And you got to remember, I believe this wasn't this the first time we've heard Taylor on vocals? Because
I
the previous
think so,
albums
yeah.
we had self-titled, Color and the Shape, and There's Nothing Left to Lose. I don't think he sang on any of those. Maybe backing vocals, but that's it.
Yeah, I don't think he had made a like a vocal, I guess,
Appearance.
presence, yeah, until this one. So,
And hey, it actually works. Like I actually like that when other band members fill in for like a vocal like performance, I guess you could say. Like we've seen it with Def Leppard, with Phil. Phil's done a couple vocal works with Def Leppard. I know he did some work on Make Love Like a Man. He had a line on that. He had a couple of lines on We Belong from Self Titled. And he also did a whole song himself on Yeah, titled Stay With Me, which is that cover song I talk about a lot by Rod Stewart. So I like when bands do that. Like they switch it up a little bit and let other members get a chance to sing.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah. All right. What do you have to say about My Hero?
I mean, it's like it's up there with Monkey Wrench for me. I mean, like the video itself does it justice too, because it's very how should I put it? It's very well shot too, because like you get to like get like this POV, I guess, like or I should say third person point of view of like the person like being their own hero.
Yeah.
And Taylor's drumming on that and Nate's bass work and Dave's guitar work on that song too. Um they all did their part and stuff too. I can't remember the other guitarist's name. It's gonna escape me, but I know like he replaced Pat when he left um Foo Fighters,
Chris.
and then no, the other guitarist that came in,
Fuck, you're right. I already forgot. It's not Chris. Chris came in like for one by one.
yeah, and then I think it was like
I forgot.
William. I think it was like William Goldsmith or something. I think I can't remember. But that guitarist, like he played with Dave and all that stuff when they were younger and all that stuff too. But like he did his part very well too. Um, I think he was the person that was playing the hero in the video, I believe. Maybe it could be, but I don't know. Um, makes you think. But Taylor's drumming was awesome. Like, of course, like getting towards like the third, I guess, like towards the end, that it's just like you hear like all the drumming, like mastery coming out of him, like and just getting like faster and faster and all that stuff. And um, it's a very good song. I know I'm rambling, but it's a very good song.
It is a good song. It really is. Like I said, on my end, it's like overplayed. I've heard it enough.
Yeah, it gets overplayed here too, but it's like it's still it's I don't really mind it.
Right. All right. Number one. I mean, come on. As soon as I looked at this list, I'm like, yeah, that song's my number one because my number one is also my favorite Foo Fighters song of all time. If you guys remember from the Foo Fighters, I think top 10 songs we did, um,
Mm,
this is my number one, and it's of course Resolve.
kind of figured that, to be
I
honest with
love
you.
that song to death.
Mine's Hey Johnny Park.
Hey, that's good to be honest. I'm really happy to put that at number one. For the longest time, that was my favorite Foo Fighters song until we came across In Your Honor.
And then it got kicked to the curb.
Yeah. Um. So let's talk about yours first. So, Hey Johnny Park, what'd you think?
I mean, I grew to love it, to be honest with you.
Me too.
Um, yes, I know. But like at first I was like, oh okay, because my aunt I always talk about on this show, she had this album, and I had heard it through her, and I was like, who the heck is this? And and of course, like no, Monkey Wrench and My Hero was on there, obviously. But I was like, this is Foo Fighters. I was like, it doesn't sound like them. I thought it was like some other band or something. And she was like, no, like it's really good. Like you need to just listen for yourself. I was like, okay. So I did. I was like, okay. But it was just like that was so many years ago when I had listened to it again. So I guess it was a good like refresher, I guess, in my mind. And
Yeah.
then and plus the Dave's vocals on that one too, like was really top notch.
Oh, yeah. But I'm glad that's your number one, to be honest. I'm really glad that you went with that one.
Hmm.
For me, Resolve has a little bit more of a special spot in my heart. It's kind of the song that really got me in like a tight embrace with Foo Fighters. There's always that one or two songs that really get you hooked. And this was one of them. Like this was the one that really, really got me focused in the Foo Fighters. And this song kind of plays at my emotions a little bit. Like, yeah, it makes me happy, but like there's a part in the song that gets me a little choked up. um, One more year that you're not here has gone and passed you by. What happened to you? What happened to you? And then it goes into one more tear that you won't hear has gone and passed you by and does the same thing. That kind of gets me choked up a little bit because it has to do with loss. And
I see, Taylor.
I think of Taylor. I think of my own grandfather who passed away 4 years ago.
Hmm.
So, in a way, like this song has a little bit of a special spot in my heart. But overall, this song is a really good song to listen to. It's just, I fell in love with it, and it's actually my most played Foo Fighters song at this time.
Right.
Well, my friends, that wraps up our first episode of the Random Ranking Foo Fighters edition, episode 1. I hope you guys enjoyed. Where would you guys rank all these songs? Let us know on social media or in the comments. Our next episode, which will be uploaded on the 24th of this month, which is a Sunday, this next episode will be the breakdown of Billy Talent album Afraid of Heights from 2016. This album actually just hit, what, seven? How many years ago? 17, 18, 19, 21. Yeah,
7.
it turned 7 back at the end of July, July 26th to be exact. So we're going to go ahead and break that album down for you guys from start to finish. This will be our final Billy Talent album ever to break down. Well, I shouldn't say ever. Who knows? They could be writing more material right now. We won't even know it.
Oh god.
Because the thing is, they make us fucking wait. Like, we had to wait, like, 6 years for another Billy Talent album after Afraid of Heights. So who knows? Who knows what Billy Talent has up their sleeve? But for now, this will be the final breakdown episode for Billy Talent this Sunday, the 24th. So you guys will not want to miss that. Be sure to tune in. I feel like this album, I know we said it's the weakest of the six, but I feel like there's no bad Billy Talent album, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, like we said about like every pilgrimage that we've done so far, it's like every album's it's gonna be a hit or a miss. But every Bill Talent album that we've done and stuff, I don't think there was like a miss on any of them.
No,
It was just, I guess it's dependent on what mood we were in that day or something, I guess. Um, but like every album was solid, in my
absolutely.
opinion. So,
Absolutely. I agree with that. So that'll be on the 24th, so you guys will not want to miss that.
mm,
And of course, Daisha, you've got song of the night. So what you got?
okay. So since we were, talking about Foo Fighters and stuff, I think it can be appropriate, uh, to go with. I'm gonna go with Resolve. I don't know if we've done that.
I don't even care if we've done it. We're doing it again.
Okay, because I was like, I didn't know if we did or not, but I was like, fuck it, whatever. It's our show. We can do whatever we want. Resolve. We're gonna
Good.
go with Resolve.
Good choice. So, Foo Fighters, Resolve from In Your Honor, the electric side, I should say, of In Your Honor. That is tonight's song of the night. There is a music video for this one if you guys want to check it out. There will be a link at the top right hand corner of the episode. It'll take you to the music video. So go ahead and click on it. It should be at the very end. Um, as usual, if you guys stuck around to the very end, we greatly appreciate your support. Be sure to go on ahead and follow us on social media by clicking on the link in the description below, which will take you to Linktree. We have Instagram, TikTok, Reddit, and Twitter. Go ahead and follow us there to keep up to date with the show, as well as our YouTube community page. You just go to our YouTube channel and click on the community tab, and any updates we post will also be there as well. So, yeah, be sure to go and check that out. And Dystro's YouTube channel is there as well, where he uploads weekly gaming content for all of you guys. We're trying to get them up to 900 by the end of this month. As of the recording of this episode, which is today the 14th, you guys will see this episode on the 21st. As of the 14th, what are you at right now, Dystro?
867.
Damn, two numbers off. Fuck.
Yeah, I know. I was so pissed.
But we're trying to get him to 900 by the end of September. I'm hoping we can get to that. If not, it's okay. Um, Not everything can be perfect in this world. But please go ahead and subscribe to him. Check him out. He posts a lot of gaming stuff. We also put some gaming stuff on this channel as well. If you guys want to check that out, just for the shits and giggles. And once again, be sure to listen to tonight's Song of the Night, Resolve by the Foo Fighters. And that's it. Thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Peace.